Hello and welcome to this challenge where we're going to create a 3D animation of a solar system. And to do so we're going to use Glowscript, which is an environment used to create 3D animations that you can embed on a web page. Now we've got a bit of explanations here on how our frame-based animation is going to work, but I'm first going to jump straight into the code to see how it works. First of all, let's play the code to see what it's actually doing. So this is our code here, and this is a preview of the animation. And you can right click on this to actually rotate the camera angle so you can see what's happening here. So we have a sphere in the middle, which is the sun. We've got another blue sphere around here, which is planet Earth, and we've got the moon rotating around the Earth in gray. Now let's try to understand how this code works. So let's display this in full screen view. So we've got the code here on the left hand side. Now Glowscript is using the same syntax as Python, and what we've got here is the first few lines is to create our objects. If you look at line 3, for instance, we're creating a sphere, we call it sun, and the sphere takes many parameters. The first one is the color code, and it's done using an RGB vector, red, green, blue, where each value is between 0 and 1. Now to make a yellow color, you need full red, full green, and no blue, so 1, 1, 0. The second argument is the position, so it's the x, y, z coordinate, and it's also a vector with 3 values, x, y, z. And we've decided to place the sun in the middle of the screen at coordinate 0, 0, 0. Then we've got the radius and the shininess, and whether it emits light or not. Okay. The second object is planet Earth, which is also a sphere, and the color is blue, so we've got 0, 0, 1 RGB. We've decided to put it 10 units from the sun on the x-axis, and we've made it smaller than the sun, so the radius is 1. And then we've created another object, the moon, and finally we placed a lamp in the middle of the sun, so the sun is actually going to create a light effect which will create a shadow effect on planet Earth and on the moon. Okay, so that's the first part, is to create our objects. The next few lines of code is to decide whether we want our objects to make a trail. Now if you can see here, planet Earth has a blue ring around it, or creates a blue ring as it's moving around the sun. That's what we call a trail. We decided that planet Earth would have a trail just to see its trajectory, but we didn't put any for the moon. On line 10 we've got the frame rate. Now this is really important. This is how fast our animation is going to run, and we've based it on 50 frames per second. Now this is really important, the frame rate, because it tells us how many milliseconds between 2 frames. So it's how smooth our animation is going to look like. Okay. Now we've got line 14 and 15, which is a calculation of the omega angle. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But what's really important is line 17, where we've got the start of our animations. We've got an infinite loop while true. Now in computer science it's rare that we use an infinite loop, but basically we are saying that our animations will last forever. Now this loop is going to repeat 50 times per second, which is based on the frame rate. So basically there will be like 2 milliseconds gap between each frame. And what we have to decide is how much do we want the Earth to rotate around the sun between 2 frames. So we need to calculate a small angle that we will call Earth omega, which is the angle of rotations between 2 frames. And to do so, we've done some maths. So I'm going to go back to the blog post, which will explain this concept. Here we go. This represents the omega, the angles between 2 frames. And what we've decided is that the Earth takes 365 days to rotate around the sun. And we're going to create an animation where it will take 365 frames for the Earth to rotate around the sun. So basically 1 frame will be 1 day. And we're going to calculate the omega based on this. Now, a full circle around the sun would be 360 degrees, which is in radians 2 pi. Which means if I want to calculate the angles between 2 frames, I've got to divide 2 pi by the number of frames, which in this case 365. And that's my angle in radians to apply between two frames. Okay, now for each planet this angle will be different because they take more or less time to go around the Sun, and that is based on their orbiting period for each planet. And we've listed here the orbiting periods for each planet. So for instance, planet Earth is 365 days, whereas Mercury only takes 88 days to go around the Sun. Okay, and the further away from the Sun you are, the longer it takes to go around the Sun, basically. Okay, so we're going to use these values to work out the omega for each planet. So for instance, we're going to work the omega for Mercury, and to do that, we're going to divide 2 pi by the orbiting period of Mercury, which is 88. So the Mercury omega would be 2 pi divided by 88. And we're going to need that in our code. So if I go back to the code, I'm going to go back to full screen view. Let's see how we apply this angle. Between each frame, we're going to rotate the position of the planet Earth, and we're going to use that omega angle we've calculated. And then we have to say which axis do you want to rotate against. So in this case, we are rotating against a vertical axis, which would be the y-axis. And where is the center of our rotation, which will be the center of the screen, which will be where the Sun is. So we are rotating around the Sun. So this is how my Earth is rotating. For the Moon, it's slightly more complex, and I'm not going to go into details here because it's rotating not around the Sun, but around planet Earth. But we don't need to investigate the Moon yet because we're not going to create any more moons. Okay, what we are going to do now is calculate a position planet Mercury. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a new planet. So I'm going to go on line 4, and I'm going to copy the line that I've used for planet Earth, Control C, Control V, and I'm going to rename it Mercury. Now, Mercury is a fairly dark gray color, so I'm going to put a gray RGB code where all the values have to be between 0 and 1. The position is closer to the Sun than planet Earth, so I'm going to put it at position maybe 4. And the radius, it's normally smaller than planet Earth, so I'm going to put 0.6, for instance. Okay, so that's my object that I've created. I'm going to then calculate the angle of rotation, so Mercury omega, and it's going to be 2 pi, so I'm going to use 314,159, divided by the orbiting period of Mercury, which, if you remember, was 88 days. Okay, and that's going to be my omega, and then all I've got to do is apply similar to this line here, Control C, Control V, apply the rotation angle to Mercury. So Mercury.rotate, we're going to apply the Mercury angle. Now the axis is going to remain the same, and the origin is also going to be the Sun position, which is 0, 0, 0. And that should be it. So we've done 3 changes. We've added a new object, a sphere for Mercury, and we've changed the settings. We've calculated the Mercury omega, which is the angle that we want to rotate between 2 frames. And we've applied this rotation to Mercury between each frame of our main program loop, the infinite loop of the animation. Okay, so let's try it. Run. Now you can zoom in if you want, and you can right click and see what happens here. And that is perfect. So we've got our Mercury planet here. You can see it's rotating a lot faster than planet Earth because it only takes 88 days or frames, if you prefer in this case, to rotate around the Sun. It's closer to the Sun position, and it's smaller than planet Earth. Perfect. Well, I'm now going to repeat that for each planet of the solar system. So there are 8 planets altogether. So I'm going to create them all here. I will calculate each omega angle using the orbiting period, and to do so I need to go back to the blog post where it tells me all the orbiting periods, and I need to make sure I apply the rotation for all of them. And that should create a fully working 3D solar system model. It's obviously an abstraction of the solar system. It's a simplified model where, for instance, some of the simplifications we've made is we've assumed that all orbiting trajectory was a circle, where in reality it's more like an ellipse. So we've simplified our model. We've also simplified it by making all the planets rotate in the same 2D plan. So technically, in reality, there is a bit of an inclinations between different planets. And actually, if I go back to the blog post, if you scroll down here, you've got some extension tasks to make our model more realistic. And you've got some extension tasks where you can start looking at the actual size of the planet, try to make it a bit more pro rata, though it will be very tricky because the sun is really a lot bigger than each planet. So you won't be able to actually apply exactly the same size pro rata. Then you can look at how to apply an orbital inclination, but that is quite tricky to do, and I'm not going to demonstrate this in this video. And technically, to make our model even more realistic, we should apply an elliptic orbit, but that would be quite tricky to do as well, so we're not going to do that in that video. I'll let you have a read through those links here just to gather a bit more information, and if you really feel like it, then you can have a go at it. Okay, but for now your job is to create this solar system by adding 8 planets to this model. Okay, good luck with it.